How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today I want to show you guys something a little bit different. As you guys probably know, I go to Dollar Tree quite a lot, and I've been collecting a bunch of movies, but sadly, they haven't really gotten in too many new and interesting movies, so I haven't been able to do a movie haul in a while. But I still go there, and I was looking around the store, and I started to notice they actually had some really good books. I dug through the books, and over the past couple months, I've been able to find some really interesting looking hardcover books for just $1.25. And I thought, these are interesting, I should probably go ahead and show them to you. So I got 6 nice hardcover books, as well as this interesting little paperback YA horror series, which I think is interesting as well. So without further ado, I'm going to switch over to the close-up camera and show you guys what I got. So let's go ahead and switch over to the close-up camera. Alright, here we are inside the castle taking a look at my Dollar Tree books, and right off the bat, the one I was most excited to find, one that I honestly couldn't believe I saw in Dollar Tree, Robert Jordan's Warriors of the Atali. Robert Jordan was the guy that made Wheel of Time. Now, he's sadly passed on. I'm guessing this was probably something they found of his and published after his death. That happens all the time for writers, but I don't think he ever published anything outside the Wheel of Time before, so it is still fantasy, but I'll be interested to see what it was like. Flip it to the back, and it's kind of a plot synopsis from the warrior's perspective. You know, I am Wolfgar, Lord of two horsetails, warrior of the Atali people. And we actually see $27.99 was the original price, so finding it at Dollar Tree for $1.25, great deal. And we even get these map in papers. That's pretty cool. But from what I gather, he's like the warrior chief of his people, and they've been getting some bad omens, and he has to go out and figure out what they mean to sort of save the peace in his country. But yeah, seems pretty cool. Definitely can't wait to check it out, see what Jordan does outside of the Wheel of Time. After that, another one from a writer I heard quite a bit about, Joe R Lansdale, and his book, More Better Deals. Now, Joe R Lansdale is the writer that gave us Bubba Hotep, but he would also write for, like, Batman the Animated Series, and some of his stories got adapted in Love, Death, and Robots, so kind of a cult writer there, and a lot of his books can be even in used bookstores quite expensive, so to find a new one of his in the dollar bin, and yeah, that's crazy. But anyway, this is about a used car dealer, and from what I gather, it's kind of a film noir plot, where it talks about how he's supposed to repossess this car, and the guy's wife says, well, what if you help me kill my husband, and you get all this cool stuff, like his car and his business, and, you know, obviously, don't do that in real life, but sounds like a fun film noir mystery, and, you know, honestly kind of sounds like a Johnny Dollar story. But anyway, we get his other stuff, Hap and Leonard, other novels, short story collections. Anyway, sounds fun. Not the biggest crime reader, but hey, get to pick up another Lansdale. This one I found, The Cosmic Velocity, a novel by Zach Powers. And my name is Zach too, and just Zach Powers sounds kind of fun. But we see a little spaceship up there, this futuristic design, little dog, and actually put up by a penguin there. But anyway, if we open it up to the inner flap, it talks about how it's 1964 in the USSR, and it turns out they've been sending people into orbit when they tend to just either blow up or get stranded and die in space, and it's quite horrific. But they've been lying to people. They have twins in the astronaut program, and they'll send one off to die, and the other to take his place back on Earth and pretend like he got home safely. That is a cool, grim true crime conspiracy plot. Oh man, that's crazy. But it sounds like they're down to their last set of twins that they have trained, so it's kind of getting dire. And $26 USA. So overall, that sounds pretty fun. Gotta love a sci-fi conspiracy book. Sounds a little bit like Capricorn 1, you know? Anyway, after that, 9 Shiny Objects by Brian Castleberry. And yeah, this one, I mean, looks kind of dark and creepy. There's the Dollar Tree sticker that goes over it. But you flip it onto the inside and it talks about how another book set in the 40s. Was that the... No, that one was in the 60s. But anyway, it talks about how there's these strange lights that appear in the sky. Nine pulsing lights in the sky. And they're these people that kind of form a cult, thinking they're some aliens or some higher power or something. And a crime apparently happens in the cult, and all these people get kind of sucked into it. I'll be curious where that goes. But yeah, again, kind of with the conspiracy angle, some people see things in the sky and pulls them on this weird path. But anyway, after that, we get the novel I Have No Secrets, and these next two are going to be in this smaller, what I always thought of as book club size. I like the bigger size better, but whatever. Anyway, this is by Penny Johnson, and you see this girl here. There's some quotes on the back. And if we open it up, it talks about how this girl can't move or speak, but she saw a murder, and the murderer thinks he's safe because what's she gonna do? She can't tell anybody, but she starts to get this new technology that's going to enable her to communicate, and everyone around her thinks, oh, isn't that great? But little do they know, that's gonna get the killer to come after her to protect the secret. Always interesting to put someone in a tougher situation. You know, obviously can think of Rear Window or Mike Flanagan's Hush. But yeah, gotta see, like, because if you can't move or speak, I don't really know too much of what you could do in that situation. But always gotta love, it sounds like a good Hitchcockian thriller. So that should be pretty fun. This last one has a pretty extreme graphic on the front with this like vampire skull face looking thing coming at you. And it's called The Bitter Wine Oath by Hannah West. And we get to see that image again repeated on the back. And it talks about, if we open this up, that there's this town in Texas where every now and then 12 men will get murdered, and they don't know if it's a serial killer or a copycat killer doing these different segments, but it sounds like it's a group of witches or a cult or something, and that maybe they have a reason for this. And it talks about how there's a girl trying to figure this out, that the witches kind of want her to join, and there's this guy that they're targeting. Now, if they go and say like, oh, these witches have a reason for doing it, it better be a pretty darn good one, because we're talking about murder here. But I am curious, you know, if this will like balance ethical lines or something, and then what exactly is going to be happening. So I am curious. Don't quite know what's going to be up with that one, though. These are the nice hardcovers. Anyway, I do have a few paperbacks, and that's this series I found called Creepers. I'm a big fan of Goosebumps, so when I saw this sitting there on the shelf, and that there were several of them, I was curious, and I picked them up. But yeah, from what I gather, I did research later, and it sounds like these came out originally in the 90s, kind of to ride the Goosebumps wave. There were several young adult horror at the time, and they had different covers originally. From what I gather, this is a re-release with new covers, and we even have some illustrations on the inside. So like, here's the creepy piano at night from this book. Not the scariest or best illustrations, but hey, that's always a plus. So reprints of old 90s horror kids books, that's pretty cool. So we got 5 of them. The spines are a little bit blank, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the writer, Edgar J. Hyde. Such a great, obvious pen name. But anyway, the piano, these people find a piano that's too cheap, you know, too good to be true, and it'll start playing a mysterious song in the middle of the night, and they wind up having to find out what's up with this ghost mystery. So that's fun. And then after that, we get Stage Fright, which is about, they're putting on, I believe, Macbeth, and they bump into the real witches from the plays, these young girls that are acting their parts. They find the real ones. That, I hope, is fun. After that, we have Pen Pals, where these girls pass notes and get mysterious messages that they didn't write in their notes, and they trace it back to this character in a graveyard. And then after that, we get The Golden Goblet. In the back of this one talks about how it's an Irish clan and how it's the MacDonalds, and they have to do this thing in order to save their clan. So maybe some haunted golden goblet object there. Kind of strange how big it is in the skeleton's hand. This cover is a little weird looking. But anyway, after that, Ghost Rider. And this one, it's like there's a notebook that has a story that writes itself in it, and it's something to do with the last people that used to live in their homes. Hey, that could be interesting. It's got to love old-timey 90s horror. So I did read the first one of these already. It was okay. You know, Stein has a lot more humor and a lot better scares in his stuff. These are fine, but definitely not near that level, but interesting for what they are. Anyway, that's it. We have 6 hardcover and 5 paperback books for a total of 11 items. And overall, pretty good for just, you know, $1.25 a book. Being able to fill out that much of your library, good hardcovers, and Jordan and Lansdale, that's pretty good stuff there. Anyway, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. Should be my books playlist. If you guys want to see me talk about a bunch of books, I hope to get to reviews for these soon. I also did an R.L. Stine book haul if you want to see more stuff like this. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.